Chess lovers, I have another mega aggressive attacking game for you played by Mikhail Tal. His opponent is Svein Johannessen and the game was played in 1959 in Riga. Tal had white pieces and he started with d4, knight f6 by Johannessen, c4, c6, knight c3, d5. The game is transformed into a Slav defense, knight f3, g6, bishop f4, bishop g7, e3, Black castles kingside, bishop e2 and c5. Schlechter's variation, which leads to a fairly safe but not very promising game in which black has few chances of creating active counterplay. Johannessen had an active chess style, but in this game he chooses a defensive strategy. D takes c5, queen a5, the queen is coming after the pawn on c5, white castles kingside, d takes c4, bishop takes c4, queen takes c5 and knight e5, both protecting the bishop, also placing the knight on this active square and at the same time eyeballing on f7. Knight d7, a very passive move by black. Placing the knight on c6 square would have been better. The knight of course looks more active, but instead we see knight d7, which at the same time shuts down the bishop on c8 square and allows Tal to go for this bishop takes f7 move. Rook takes f7, knight takes f7, king takes f7, queen b3 check, not allowing the king to go back on g8 square, king f8. Well, if a move like e6, then this is weakening the dark squares too much. White can play rook c1 with the idea of knight b5, knight d6. This is terrible for black. That's why black played king f8. Anyways, we see rook c1. White pieces take up ideal positions while black's queenside pieces are still sleeping. Right now the threat is knight b5 and then knight c7 and then knight e6 check. That's why black played a6, preventing any knight b5 moves, and rook d1. The second rook is also coming, this time threatening knight d5. Queen a5, queen c4 and queen f5. Well, instead of queen f5, queen c5 would have been better, offering an exchange of queens, trying to simplify the position, but we see queen f5, h3. It is possible that this simple move is the best way of emphasizing white's tremendous advantage. Already at some point white can even go for g4, knight e8, a very weak move. Actually, again, it was not too late to play queen c5, but after this knight e8, black's position is starting to collapse. Here comes knight d5, queen e6, queen b4, intensifying the pressure on e7, b5, trying to develop the bishop, but now Mikhail Tal goes for a very brutal move. Can you find his next move? Ready? Well, if it weren't the queen, white could have captured on e7. That's why Tal is playing this powerful deflective move, rook c6. But the rook can't be touched because of this queen takes e7 check and then queen e8 check, and then if bishop f8, knight e7 fork is winning the queen, it's over. Let's go back. That's why after rook c6, black played queen f7. The poor queen escapes. Look at this. Knight c7. Knight takes c7, rook takes c7. Already there are some queen e4 threats, just a random move. For example, if a move like h6, then white can play queen e4. If rook b8, then queen c2, targeting the bishop on c8. That's why after rook takes c7, we see queen e6, controlling the e4 square. But now Tal is simply playing rook c1 coming after the bishop, knight b6, and rook takes c7, another powerful move by Tal. Again, the rook can't be touched because of this bishop d6. That's why after rook takes e7 we see knight d5, but after rook takes e6, knight takes b4, bishop d6 check, black resigned. Well, if a move like king f7, then simply rook e7 check, and then white can either capture on b4 or even play rook c7. If bishop f8, then rook e8. This is just terrible for black, and understanding all this after bishop d6 check, black resigned. Another mind-blowing attack by the magician from Riga. Thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed this beautiful attack. Good luck.